We got one more segment to do here, folks, before the end of the show. This is some news out of the Venice Film Festival. The Israel-Gaza conflict in focus at Venice Awards ceremony as multiple winners voice support for the Palestinian people. Some encouraging news from across the pond. The Venice Awards ceremony had a political edge on Saturday evening as multiple winners used their acceptance speeches to express sympathy for the Palestinian people and condemn Israel's military campaign in Gaza. As a Jewish American artist working in a time-based medium, I must note I'm accepting this award on the 336th day of Israel's genocide in Gaza and 76th year of occupation, said U.S. Director Sarah Friedland as she accepted the Luigi De Laurentiis Prize for Best First Film for Familiar Touch. So here she is.
As a Jewish American artist working in a time-based medium, I must note I'm accepting this award on the 336th day of Israel's genocide in Gaza and 76th year of occupation. I believe it is our responsibility as film workers to use the institutional platforms through which we work to redress Israel's impunity on the global stage. I stand in solidarity with the people of Palestine in their struggle for liberation.
Well, good for her. I just want to take note because, look, this is progress of a kind, but, there's a room full of artists. Look at what a nervous applause that is. Look at you see a lot of people not knowing what to do.
At least you got an applause.
Yeah, at least you got an applause. At least you didn't get a boo. I mean, you can't get a boo at this moment because that exposes your anti-wokeness, right, if you boo her for that. But pretty tepid applause from the crowd. But an applause nonetheless, and good for her for sticking her neck out, especially as a young filmmaker. These film festivals are supposed to be where young filmmakers go to launch their careers, not to ruin their careers. And saying a thing like that could have the opposite effect. Friedland's film, which played in the Horizons competition, also won the section's Best Director award, while Kathleen Chalfant clinched Best Actress for her performance as a woman getting used to life in an assisted care home. Chalfant also alluded to the conflict in her speech, expressing her hope that the catastrophic turn of events in the region would come to an end so that the people on both sides could live in peace, freedom, and justice. That was the milquetoast version of what the director said. Palestinian filmmaker Skandar Kopti echoed Friedland's words as he accepted the Best Screenplay prize in the Horizon section for his Happy Holidays, about four interconnected characters living in Haifa, navigating different generational and cultural backgrounds. I stand here deeply honored yet profoundly affected by the difficult times we're living through over the past 11 months. Our shared humanity and moral compass have been tested as we witness the ongoing genocide in Gaza, he said. This painful reality reminds us of the devastating consequences of oppression, which is a theme in our film. Our film looks at how moral narratives can bring us together as communities, but also blind us to the suffering of others. Look, a couple things to say about this. Number one, Russ is putting together this arts festival that we're going to do next spring. Part of the goal of that is to cultivate an arts community that reflects, I won't even say the radicalism, because there's nothing radical about being pro-Palestine. It's just humane. But reflects the values that artists should be expected to have at this point, quite frankly, and the guts that artists should be expected to demonstrate. And then there's also, and you talk about a third rail. If you thought the Daryl Cooper thing was controversial, we won't get too into this because I don't want to alienate our boomer friends. But you see, the young people are starting to just speak out anyway, right? I mean, this is a film festival. This is a Venice Film Festival. It's a huge, huge festival, like on the level of Sundance and Berlin and Cannes. Sure. I mean, this is a massive festival. You're a young filmmaker. You get a film in here. You're on your way. Your next step, especially now that the Hollywood model is so much, we're going to take these young indie filmmakers and give them a superhero film so we can make some money off them, right? Because that's what they do. It didn't used to be that way. It used to be a hot filmmaker came up, they were the next Quentin Tarantino. They were kind of a high-profile indie filmmaker their whole life. Now, I forget the name of the filmmaker. He made that great movie called Fruitvale Station about the police killing, I think in Oakland. He went on to get the Black Panther movies. right? Now that's what they do. They suck you in and they give you a huge job.
Right,
And you get a ton
right.
of money, and now you're in the system, and you get to make one of your indie films every few years, but now you're in the studio system, which is a huge payday. So that's what directors, I mean, that's the path you're on when you get a film into a festival like this. And there's a lot to lose when you say a thing like that, in no uncertain terms, calling it genocide. Whether it's, you know, college campuses or film festivals like this, there's a pattern of young people just not giving a fuck anymore. Just saying what they feel anyway. And that should be encouraged. It should be applauded.
Yes, given the realities of Hollywood and the entertainment industry, that and where she is in her career, yeah, that was incredibly courageous of her. Like literally, she's probably going to have a hard time getting a job now. Like that's a pretty serious move for somebody to make right on the verge of breaking out.
A big break, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Please clap.